I just finished the preliminary inspection. The only challenge I had today so far is that it's got a light coating of dust on there. So picking up on those light or small cosmetic imperfections, I may miss something, or let's say if there's any paint rework, verifying the quality of workmanship, can be an issue as well. But so far, this is what I picked up on so far. Just looking at the hood, which got a little rock chip here, right? And I've got still photos of everything. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on this, but you get to see swirl marks here. They're pretty light, so you can only imagine when the car is nice and clean, they may stand out even more. So, you come across a good detailer, they can work those out. So those aren't permanent. So let's get some paint meter readings here. Okay, we've got 6.5. And these paint meter readings are 6,000. That's in the thousandths of an inch, right? Okay, 5, 5.5, and 6.5. All right. Typically, when we get a reading of 19.7, anything above that is an indication of some rework, Bondo, or what have you. Looking at the windshield, again, I got the challenge of the dust. Looks like they added the little sun visor there using the tint. Couple of chips right here on the windshield, and I've got the still photo of the VIN as well. I'll check the wipers a little later on, see how those work. Do they leave any streaks? But go ahead and just pulling back here a little bit. Looking at the left front wheel, we got a 235/55 R19. It looks like it was manufactured in 2015. Tread still looks decent there. And here is a view of the wheel well. Okay, and let's see if we can get a shot of the brakes. Sometimes I can get a really good view of that via the video. Don't see any obvious signs of curb rash there. All right, and then here's just a side view here of the vehicle. Moving on, I also look at the rear or the side mirrors. A lot of times these get scuffed up from underneath or on the side. Looks like he's managed to stay free from that. They made just a little scuff there. Get some more readings here on the left front door, 4 thousandths of an inch. 4 thousandths and 4.5 thousandths of an inch. Looking at the glass, don't see any obvious chips or scratches there. And here is a view of the roof line. And I always like to check these racks. Sometimes they're loose. Those look pretty good. All right, get the rear door, 3.5, 4, and 4. So we're getting good solid readings, 3.5 thousandths of an inch, 3.5 on the quarter. Okay, looking pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't get too upset because you can see all the dust now being shuffled around. Here at the left rear wheel, just some cosmetic blemishing there. Wheels back here, or tires, 235/55 R19, and same DOT manufacturer date of 2015. And let's see if I can get those brake pads for you. All right, and just a quick view of the wheel well. Okay, and it looks like we got a little scratch right there. It's amazing what you pick up on when you make different passes on the car. But here's another view of the roof. All right. They're looking at the rear bumper. Check that. Typically, you'll see some little bumps, scratches, and scuffs. Looks decent. Just saw some light scratches here, which I typically see from the loading area. Okay. Here's the back view. And let's get a shot of the panels from the side. I'm looking for obvious door dings and dents. Let's get some more readings here. 4, 3.5, 4, 3.5 thousandths of an inch, 4 thousandths of an inch, 4.5, 5, 5, and 6 thousandths of an inch. Let's see here. Did notice a little blemish here on the door here for the fuel filler. And I think there's actually a couple dings. I got them in the still photo. There's a real small pinhole one. I mean, it's really hard to pick up on that. I don't think your casual observer would even notice it. And then there's one here. Get a play with the angle here. Sometimes with those lines, it'll bring them out some. Okay, right rear wheel. Right, just some blemishing here on the rim. And here's a shot of the brake pad, and let's get a quick look of the wheel well area. We're missing the air cap there. Body lines look good. Glass looks like it's in decent shape. Here, don't see any scuffing here on the mirror, and another view of the roof. Glass here on this side, a little nicer than on the driver's side. Might be like a little scratch there. All right, roof, and then the right front wheel. Here's some more blemishing. All right, let's see if we can get that there. And I noticed that the inner wheel well cover is loose here. I tried tucking it in, and it pops right back out again. All right, moving on. Give you one last review before I shut down. I've had the engine now running for a couple of minutes already, but then again, it was already hot by the time I started the inspection as he drove it in. The only thing that grabbed my attention is that the engine bay is dusty, right? At some point, if you decide to get that detail, yeah, it should cover the engine. I've already taken a look at the belt. I couldn't get a picture there, but I was able to flip the belt, and I didn't see any other kinds of cracks. I also removed the cover here as well. And there's still photos of that. It's just a little loose here. It's common where, you know, if somebody forces these on, they don't place them correctly, the little tabs break. But on this side here, it's pretty well secured. Let's see here. I checked the front area too for any kinds of impact damage. Okay. Coolant level's a little low, just at the minimum level. If it drops any lower, the light will probably go on. And then I also removed the cap here for the brake coolant. And still have that nice little tan color. I would like to look at the belts and cooling just to make sure that they're still straight. And here's another view of the rough in fender area. You can see this the debris. So yeah, I definitely would encourage a nice little detail here. Let's see what else. All right, so that's the shot there. Let's just double check, make sure there's nothing coming out of the exhaust pipe. Okay. Looking good. I always like to check for any type of smoke. In this case, any signs of a blown head gasket. All right. Moving on. As far as the interior, it's pretty clean. Just saw some minor blemishes, but not bad considering its mileage, right? One thing I did notice here on the replaceable mat here, it is worn right here, but underneath it's clean. So good thing they use the mat there. As far as the display here, we have a 68,236. For whatever reason, I'm not getting an oil level reading. I tried it on and off. I'm not supposed to do it off, but then I have the seller just show me just to make sure it's not an operational issue on my end. I checked the sun visors; those work good. There is some staining here on the headliner here and here. I did notice that when I did. Let me see. Let me try that again. You hear a little noise here, right there. So there is that noise. I've done it like 3 or 4 times already. Hasn't gone away. And also, I'm glad I checked the shade here too, because I'll show you here in a second. As soon as this cycles, okay. So we got the shade coming right now, but you can see that it's got a pretty nice tear right there, here, and stained as well. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure that's not cheap to replace or fix. What else? Also the passenger side front window, I think it's just a tint. When it goes all the way up, and I'll stay quiet here. But you can hear that ruffling noise. I think it's just the tint paper that's rubbing there. And also, when I'm going to reverse, I did verify the camera, but now it's not engaging anymore. That's that rear view camera. So again, I'll have the seller just double check because he's the one that knows this car best. All right, moving on. Horn works. Windshield wipers work good. Didn't seem leave any streaks. Check the back here. Pretty clean. Seat belts, center armrest, and cup holders. Lights all turned on. And that was about it.